Welcome to Classical 95.9 WCRI's Conducting Conversations with your host, Mike Mano. 1 hour of music and conversation with notable people in the arts, bringing you the stories of how music has impacted their lives. The show will give a behind-the-scenes look at the guest's background, interests, or special project.
Conducting Conversations is brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments. From sheet music and brand name instruments to rentals, repairs, lessons, and more. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.
And now here's your host, Mike Mano.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conducting Conversations, the first of the year Conducting Conversations. And I hope everyone had a great holiday season, and now we're getting all back into the regular routine. Today, I'm very pleased to have two people in the studio with me representing the Mystic River Chorale. Frank Zellini is here, the artistic director. Welcome back, Frank.
Hey, Mike. Great to be here again.
Nice to have you with us. And you brought Alice with you. She is a tenor in the group, and that's a little bit unusual, isn't it? A female tenor in a chorale?
Well, you know, it depends on the color and the range of the voice, so much more than gender.
Well, Alice, welcome. And Alice Despard is here. Welcome. Glad you're with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right. I can tell you're a tenor. There you are. See, that's all I have to hear. And you know, you get that voice. Frank, let's start off with a little bit of information about the chorale. This is how many years in existence now, roughly?
Oh, my gosh. Are we at about 40 some
I want
odd?
Alice to answer that.
Before my time.
Yeah, we have been going for quite a while, and I think we're in our 41st, 42nd season. We got a little funny counting in the pandemic or so.
Yeah, everybody had that little funny thing happen there with a little break and so forth. But you've been with the group about how long, Frank, as the artistic director?
As the artistic director, I took over in 2020, and then I was the accompanist for a while before that.
Right, okay. And you don't live in Mystic.
No, actually, I live in West Hartford, so it's a little bit of a commute, but honestly, it's kind of nice coming out of rehearsal with like a nice, dark, empty road. Good to kind of clear your head.
Right, I know. It's all after I do a rehearsal like that, I'm always bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for a couple hours.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of time to wind down.
And in your personal life, you are a musician. Correct.
I'm a musician. That's what I do.
That's what you do for a living. That's a good thing.
Yep.
And in West Hartford, you work in that area?
Yeah, so I'm also the director of music at South Church in New Britain, which is just a wonderful sort of choral capital. Concora is based out of there, and it's a great sort of crossroads. You never know who you're going to see in the hallways.
And that's not necessarily a close commute either, right? It takes you about 45 minutes or so? Or?
Actually, from bed to organ, it's about 12 minutes. So it's actually
Really?
it's the best commute I've ever had in my whole life.
All right. You must be. I was thinking that Hartford and New Britain were further apart than that, but I guess I'm not right. Okay. Alice, let's turn to you. What town do you live in?
I live in Stonington in the village, in the borough.
In the borough.
Yeah.
So you're one of those fancy people.
Yeah, I'm one of the humble people in a fancy surrounding. I'm very lucky. I inherited a house from my father who'd been there since the 70s, and I've been visiting Stonington since the 70s, since it was a very humble Portuguese fishing village.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And grew up in what area?
I grew up in Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.
50 years.
Were you president ever? No, nothing.
No, I just tried to stay below on the down low for my entire life below the political terrain, subterranean.
All right. And how long with the chorale?
This is I think my fourth season.
Fourth year. Okay, so you're
I think so.
Relatively new in comparison to I would think most people in the chorale, right?
I'm relatively new. I came in after Frank began his directorship, and I'm on about his second year, your second season or so.
And
I came
technically, that makes me the best director of the chorale you've ever had.
Absolutely, the very best I've ever had.
the only one you've ever known, right? All right. I'm sure Frank Martinetti is listening to this and going, "Wait a minute." All right, let's get to some music that you brought with you, Frank, and tell us What's this first piece going to be?
So we had a wonderful concert back in January where we performed the Rossini Petite Messe Solennelle, which is one of the funniest pieces of choral music. And this is the first movement, the Kyrie and Christe eleison segment. And if you listen with your, 19th century saloon listening ears, you may be tempted to hear just
Is
a
that
little.
saloon or salon?
Saloon.
Oh, okay.
It definitely rings a little bit cowboy, this first
Really?
this first movement. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I was remiss in not mentioning that there's going to be your concert coming up in just a couple of weeks is going to be on the 18th. Before we go to the music, why don't you tell me the details about that?
That's right. So the concert we are performing in just a couple of weeks now is the Duraflé Requiem, which is just one of the most lush and impressionistic settings of the Requiem text. And alongside that, we're doing a new piece by a relatively young composer named Joshua Fishbein, his Out of the Ashes of Holocaust, which if you take it by the title, it's kind of a downer, but it's actually really this uplifting sort of message of hope.
Okay, and that's going to take place where?
And that is going to be at Harkness Chapel on the Connecticut College campus.
All right, Harkness Chapel, Connecticut College campus in New London, right?
In New London.
And that's on January 18th, and what time?
At 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Tickets available on your website?
Tickets are available on the website and at the door.
All right. Let's get to that piece of music. Well, then we'll take a short break, and we'll be back with more of the Mystic River Chorale. The Mystic River Chorale is the subject of tonight's Conducting Conversations. I'm Mike Mano, very pleased to be sitting with Frank and Alice. Alice, let's get a little bit more information about your musical background. Have you always been singing?
I have always been singing since I was very young. I was in church choirs and that sort of thing. But my main thing was I was a rock musician. I'm a songwriter, and guitarist. I've been playing for 40 years, and I still am an active, what you would call a pop musician, a rock musician. Mm-hmm. So I learned a lot by ear, and so I tend to be somewhat musically illiterate sometimes. Like I never look at key signatures. I don't care. I'm just looking at the notes. I hear it in my ear, so I have a good ear. Because I learned guitar by listening to albums and playing along with albums. So that's how I learned. I never really read music.
Training,
no.
So to speak. Okay.
No. Little bit of, I sang in the high school choir. I sang in the church choir. So I had a little exposure here and there. But basically, I came to really getting serious about choral music when I was mid-40s. Mm-hmm. Like I joined church choir when I was about 45.
In Washington.
Yes, and then that was when I got really serious about it and really really loved the repertoire of the Anglican repertoire is beautiful, and I learned a lot. I've learned a lot.
Sure, and the camaraderie of the other people within the chorale is usually a big plus, right?
Oh, of course. I tend to be an introvert. I know Frank doesn't believe this, but I
definitely don't, Alice.
Yeah, I do, but I tend to show up right on time right after rehearsals have started. I do this with a lot of choirs. I don't like to sit and chat with people too much.
You're not a chatter.
I want to get down to singing.
So the perfect person to come on the radio.
Yeah, no, you are in no way loquacious.
Oh.
Well, everyone has, that's the interesting thing about choruses and choirs and chorales. There's usually a lot of different kind of personalities, and it takes a village, as they say, to make it all happen. And your background of not having formal training goes right along with me. I mean, I've performed in every state in the continental United States, in every major theater hall, and I never took one day of musical training. So it's
wow. So you can relate. That's
so
great.
I just fool people,
Yeah. I feel like it's a great joke. At the same time, though, I have done a lot of work trying to catch up with where everybody else is with understanding. My husband also is singing in church choirs, and we both had bands together all the time we were raising our kids. We had bands playing in the basement. Our kids had to learn how to live with the bands playing in the basement and coming to stay on our living room floor often. And he also is learning from scratch to play. And he's in another church choir. We're in two different church choirs.
You're in two different choirs together.
Yeah. Yeah. I was in the choir with him, and it's very good. He's had to forge his own way as a tenor in another choir.
Okay. And how about the kids? Did they follow along with music or no?
Yeah, well, our daughter had a band called the Tranquil Dirtbags for a little while, but I don't really count that too much. It was kind of a screamy band. She's got a beautiful soprano voice, but she's never really owned up to it. Even though I had her in the church choir, but she was like a little rosebud. I don't know. Someday she'll open up. I think someday, I came to it really late in life, so maybe someday she'll come to this.
There you go. All right. Frank, let's get back to you. Did you know all these things about Alice?
No, that's why I love bringing people to this show.
You get to find out who's there, who am I directing.
Exactly. And, Alice's claim that she is just very introverted, I think is so... It flies in the face of my experience. We can chat it up for hours on end. But I think that's sort of a testament to what happens in a good choral environment or any kind of, artistic environment is you find your group of dorks and all of a sudden, you're second guessing yourself, your hesitation, that just goes out the window and you're allowed to kind of be yourself. And I think it's pretty wonderful.
Excellent. You have two tracks that you're going to put together for this next listening part. Tell us about these two pieces.
That's right. So this comes out of basically the last piece that we heard, the Kyrie. The next thing in the order of the Mass is the Gloria. And these two tracks kind of run into each other. And again, if you're listening to this thinking, this is high art music, well, yeah, you're right, it is high art music. But Rossini, I feel a kinship to him. I think neither one of us could ever really truly take anything seriously. So his setting of the Mass is filled with all these funny little jokes. And at the beginning of this one, the Gloria movement, typically, in the Catholic Mass, the start of the Gloria would be Gregorian chant, and someone would come out and sing Gloria in excelsis Deo, and then jump into whatever musical setting. In this version, it's a clarion call to start a horse race. So keep your ears open, and if it sounds funny, it is.
Frank, I think we have time for one more piece of music before we take our next break. What will that be?
Yeah, so this is the Sanctus movement from the same piece. We're skipping around a little bit, but I don't think that'll matter.
Okay, here we go. We'll listen to that. We'll take a short break and be back with more. Frank and Alice show. That's the subject of tonight's Conducting Conversations. You like that title? No, you don't want to
That'll
have
work.
Works for us. We'll take it on the road.
Okay, you can have the name, the Frank and Alice show. Actually, it should be the Alice and Frank show.
Yeah, you want to go
It should go alphabetically.
alphabetically.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right.
Yeah, all
Fair
right.
enough.
But they are both with the Mystic River Chorale. I'm Mike Mano, and we've been talking about a concert coming up in just a couple weeks, January 18th. Frank, why don't you give us a repeat of the information about that?
Yeah, so this is the Duraflay Requiem that's coming up. It's an absolutely, wrenching kind of setting of this, the Catholic Mass text for the dead. And yeah, it's late Impressionism. It's coming out of World War II, and Duraflay was one of the leading, very late romantic kind of voices in France. And he just uses all these wonderful colors and dissonances and crunchy, clashy things to really kind of bring out the pathos of the piece.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Alice, I'm going to ask you a question. You've been fairly quiet through most of this as Frank describes the music. As a member of the chorale, and you're sitting there on what night of the week do you meet?
Monday nights for
night.
rehearsals.
So
yeah.
you're sitting there on a Monday night, and you're listening to Frank as one of the people in the chorale. He talks about color and texture and things like that. Does that come across in a rehearsal to you?
Absolutely. It's the most important reason I stay in the chorale, because having an artistic director who really does artistically direct you, and as opposed to ones that don't, that just have you run through things in a mechanical way, to bring it to life, to understand the text. I mean, he was even explaining the text of "O Little Town of Bethlehem" when we were just doing, Christmas classics, and I was like, that was a revelation. Just it made "O Little Town of Bethlehem" come to life to me in a way I'd never heard it before. So that's really important. He understands the historical context. It's invaluable, especially to someone like me who's really learning. I feel like a sponge. I love learning all this, and I've always had an interest in early music. I've sung under some really amazing directors who were great scholars also of early music and that sort of thing. I sang in D.C. in a early music group called Illuminare, a 14-voice a cappella all-women choir. So I've done a few in a quartet also up here. And so every time I'm exposed to a new director, whoever's picking the music, it just opens a very deep channel, a well for me to explore. So I love it.
Excellent, Frank. What a great tribute to you. That's quite nice.
Yeah, thank you, Alice. The check's in the mail.
That is quite nice. All right, let's get to another piece of music and tell us about this one that's coming up, Credo. Right?
Yeah, so this is just the opening segment of the Credo, and it's this dialogue between the choir and the soloists. And I should mention these are Ava Wing, soprano, Cynthia Mellon, mezzo-soprano, Mark Hale, tenor, and Jermaine Woodard Jr., baritone. And it's this cool dialogue back and forth where we sort of stretch out the actual text of the Credo, the I believe in one God, Father Almighty, yada, yada, and it keeps on going. And one of the cool things about this piece is that the word Credo keeps coming back as if Rossini's trying to convince himself.
Credo.
All right, it's a little bit lengthy. We'll try to listen to the whole thing. Well, Alice and Frank, it's been a pleasure to have you here in the studio today as we find out everything we wanted to know about the Mystic River Chorale. And I'm sure, like any musical group that's community-based, you're not paid a lot, Alice, to be there, right?
The honorariums are very small and involve a drink at a local bar once in a while.
But you do invite other people to come and join you. Now, your concert's going to be in a couple weeks, and after that's over, are you looking for new membership?
Absolutely. We work in semesters, and so the spring semester tends to be a little bit lighter fare of music. That's what I've noticed in the chorale's history. So there tends to be an emphasis on a completely different flavor of choral music in the spring. So it really covers the waterfront. The fall semester tends to be more like the religious pieces or the more serious repertoire, and then in the spring it lightens up. So we really need men. We really need male singers. Here I am, a female tenor, asking for there to be some more men coming forward. We really need some basses, baritones, and tenors.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Frank, is anyone welcome? Is there an age limit? Or is there, qualifications? Do they audition? How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone is welcome. The age group, I think the youngest we've had is like 11.
Wow.
Yeah, there were a couple of kids over from Christchurch and Stonington that were just really phenomenally well trained and prepared, and they folded right into the group. And we have had people well into their 90s singing with us. So
no age limit, no restrictions.
No restrictions.
Okay.
Yeah, come and sit with us for a rehearsal. There's no audition. I just like to listen to people to place them.
Sure.
In the different sections of the choir. But otherwise, yeah, we are a community ensemble that not only performs in a really high level, really wonderful repertoire, but we offer our community the opportunity to perform.
Excellent. All right. And meeting nights we're already established is Monday night. And if you want information, go to mysticriverchorale.org, right?
That's right. And click on Sing With Us, and that'll get you hooked up with our chorus manager.
All right. And one more time about the concert coming up on the 18th. Details?
That's right. It's the Duraflé Requiem, and that is just one of the high watermarks of choral music. So please don't miss that. We have an orchestra and soloists, and the choir is sounding really wonderful on it.
Excellent. All right. Before we introduce this last piece of music, Alice, I want to thank you for coming in, sharing your experiences with the chorale. It's great to meet you.
Thanks for giving me a chance to express myself about it. It was really fun.
All right. And Frank, what's this last piece going to be?
This last piece is the tail end of the Gloria segment of the Rossini Petite Messe Solennelle, and it is a wild romp through the back end of this wonderful text.
Excellent. Great to see you, Frank. Hope to see you in the spring. Take
Likewise.
care. And the rest of you, we'll see you next time on Conducting Conversations. Conducting Conversations was brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments, using music and the arts to keep your child educated, entertained, and having fun. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.